Stargate Hellraiser here, and don't let that title fool you. This is not against the content creators. This is actually a warning for content creators. Now, I'm backing this up just for the record with an A8 I did last week. This is actually a week old from the 14th. I'm posting this on the 21st, or at least I'm recording this. I don't know when I'm going to post it because some of this, is basically I have to worry about, disrupting internet and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is kind of a offshoot of something that was revealed on late on episode 59 of LBR, of Limit Break Radio, and was carried forward into episode 60, not only with the person involved in it, but also with a glorious troll when there were some things that happened ancillary to it. But basically, it's a warning that there are people that basically it is now basically out there that there are people that want to destroy you. There is no kind way it can be put. There are people whose sole purpose out there right now is to destroy your ass. Up to and including you seeing you killed. And I guess the first part of it is basically talking about an incident that befell a streamer named Mithri, I think it was. And Mithri was in a bad situation at home and was eventually forced with only 5 days notice to leave. So Mithri, as the reality of the streaming internet has come to, has asked people for help, and within about 12 hours received a good $1,500. Was probably going to need more than that, but it was a good start, very generous and all that kind of stuff. Well, things fortunately reversed, and Mithri was apparently allowed to stay where Mithri was, but basically, in the interim, at least a couple of people who saw this and saw some of the stuff being packed up said, you know what, you really should have just, sold all your gear and basically go fuck yourself. Basically, we want you to be hurt. We want you to die, either in literal or figurative terms. In this case, more figurative than literal. But I would go so far as to say that with the swatters and all that kind of stuff, it is becoming quite literal in many cases. And I guess my warning for content creators out there right now is you really got to start understanding that there are people that want to see you fucking killed. They really want to see you, because the greatest badge of honor, take this from an avowed asshole. There are people right now out there whose sole purpose in life is to see you get the fuck destroyed. And that it is basically an affront to them when you have enough help to be able to get people to drop $1,500 if you need a new computer, or all of a sudden maybe you need a new place to live, or whatever. It's an affront to them, because they're insulted that you're allowed to exist, not only on the streaming situation, but basically on anything, that you're even allowed to live and breathe. This is one of the reasons we really need to reevaluate what's done in the name of free speech. If this is going to be what's allowed under free speech, then why have it? I had a discussion with a friend of mine last night about the whole Kurt Schilling to do with all this bathroom nonsense and all that kind of crap, and it's like, you know what, if that's what's going to be allowed in the name of free speech, then maybe it needs to be refined, curtailed, whatever, but it needs to be re-examined. I mean, don't fool yourselves, people. There are people whose very lives are to see somebody get killed live on their stream. They want to destroy your livelihood. They want to destroy your life. It is that damn good and simple. And at least in some cases, it's quite nasty. Like this guy on RFFXIV who basically said, you should have sold your gear and all that kind of stuff. No, fuck yourself. Fuck yourself. That's his life right now. It is a very real fact that this is the livelihood of a number of people in this day and age. It is the new broadcasting. That you are, streaming for the entertainment of these people. It's that goddamn simple. You can sit here and you can not like it. It doesn't matter to me. Okay? But I mean, to give you a little bit more benign of it, at least to a certain extent, there was a person. This is the glorious troll, by the way, on LBR 60. And if you haven't caught this, it's like the first 20-25 minutes of the show is the actual bit. And then they spend 10-15 minutes kind of explaining it or so. LBR 60, 60th episode of LBR this week. It is just glorious. Basically, what happened was they have, for a high-level Patreon thing, the ability to view and to help work on, or at least did until this week's, the outline for the show, which, of course, as they note later, your mileage may very much vary on the veracity of said outline. But basically, somebody, one of the patrons, sent it to Blue Garter sent it to Guildwork mucked it up. I would think then Blue Garter and Guildwork would actually be working together, especially with the Get Good stuff, as I'm going to be putting in another video here. Hopefully, if I get everything to work. But anyway, so what happened was they joked around, and they even got to the point where they basically convinced everybody this was it. This is the last LBR. He's throwing them all out of the house. Fuck you. Fuck all my co-hosts. Fuck everything else. And I've got one more thing to say. At which point he plays Trollolo. And he trolled the living crap out of people. It scared the shit out of a couple of the LBR listeners. Just no polite way to put it, just scared the shit out of them. And it's like, it dovetails because it's clear that there are people who want to see you destroyed. They want to see you subjugated. The ultimate goal would be to get somebody swatted and killed on their stream. That's one thing. But then you get to the point, you get these people that just want to say, you know what, no, fuck you. We want, we want to be the ones that are in control of what's going on and everything like that. And it is absolute, what do you want? They want you dead. They want you dead. They want you off the air. They want to own the entire process so that they can basically, whatever. And it's an affront and an insult. It really is. And kind of a note on the troll itself. The best trolls and April Fool's jokes are those with just enough of a tinge of reality to them. And that's what just absolutely... that's what it is. Anyway, but I guess my warning to everybody is the content create world is you're really gonna have to start understanding there are people who want your neck. And I'm speaking as an asshole. I'm speaking as a person with a record. I'm speaking just about anything you want to speak to with it. There are people out there that want to destroy everything you work for. We now live in a space where being positively productive is a negative thing. And it just needs to be confronted as such. And, you know, the only reason we haven't had one of these streamers killed yet, or one of these incidents, you know, provoke more than what it already has been, is because it's almost just blind luck. Because the fact of the matter is, if you know a lot of these bastards, you know what they want to do. They want to blow it all up. Nice close win there. We only had 2 DPS standing at the end. Oops. But there you go. I mean, and so that's kind of my warning to everybody is, watch your backs. The day and age that you have been able to just kind of go along and do whatever, that's ending now. You know, there's going to have to be some major changes, especially as this becomes more and more of a way of life for a lot of streamers and content providers to provide content on the internet. And as much as has to be invested in doing so, you're going to see people wanting to kill it. In fact, quite literally. Stargate Hellraiser, more videos coming very, very